Now, I don't think any of you will find it surprising that I love video editing, but there's just one problem that I've always had with my workstations. For a long time, it hasn't bothered me. I've been content with just sitting at my computer at home. But recently, I've wanted to have the flexibility of moving around if I so choose. So instead of buying a laptop I knew I probably wouldn't use, I decided to go the used route and just spend a couple $100s. However, there were some specs that I did have in mind for my ideal computer. It had to be a 17-inch laptop with a decent display, a somewhat recent NVIDIA GPU that I can use for CUDA acceleration and other applications, and good or decent expandability when it comes to adding more RAM or more onboard storage. After a couple of days of researching and going through eBay listings, I came up with this laptop under $300. I ended up going with the Dell Precision 7720. Now inside this 17-inch laptop is a Core i7, 32 gigs of RAM, a 512 gigabyte SSD, and a Quadro P3000. And this is an added bonus I didn't even think about, but this laptop also comes with a SIM slot, meaning you could possibly have an internet connection anywhere you go. It also has 4 USB 3.0 ports with PowerShare, a memory card reader, RJ45 port, Thunderbolt 3 Type-C, HDMI port, mini display port, and of course a headphone jack. This laptop can also fit 2 more M.2 SSDs and 2 more sticks of RAM for a theoretical 64 gigs of memory. Now keep in mind this laptop is under $300. Before buying this laptop, I was a little worried considering I haven't seen any videos on it when it comes to doing things like video editing in Adobe or using Premiere. But I did see 1 or 2 videos of a person playing some video games on it with decent frame rates. So I thought if it could play some video games, it could surely render out some 4K videos, right? Now let me answer the question you all have. Can this laptop actually edit 4K video? And yes it can. But first, I had to download GeForce Experience so I can get the P3000 drivers. Once I did that, I installed a new copy of Resolve. Now when I opened the application and I threw in some footage I got from my Zcam, it actually played back pretty well, even with a color grade on it. So this is Apple ProRes HQ at 4K, and it looks pretty good. Now my timeline frame rate is always at 24, it's never at 60, so I'm not actually sure what your playback results would look like if you did edit with 60 frames per second. But I can tell you, if you have multiple 4K footage stacked on top of each other, this laptop will start to chug. Don't get me wrong, if you already got a pretty good desktop, this laptop is not gonna replace your workstation. However, if you're looking into a mobile option and you don't have that much money, I can't see this being a terrible option at all. If you edit 1080p footage, you're gonna be completely fine. This is just people who are editing 4K. I think this is actually a pretty good option for people who just wanna have a mobile laptop. They can have a docking station at home with a wireless mouse and you're pretty much good to go. Now there is one thing in particular I do not like about this computer, and that's the battery life. This laptop does come with a 91 watt-hour battery, but it does not last long at all. Overall, I think this laptop is pretty great, and I do see myself adding 2 more sticks of 2TB SSDs in there. Does this $300 laptop seem worth it to you? Are there better laptops in the $300 price range? Let me know in the comments below. Now the worst part about making these videos, I'm not gonna lie, is actually having to write down the script. B-roll does take a long time, but writing for me takes a while. I do not know why, but I just don't like writing. So that's why these videos are coming out basically once every month, because I'm spending time gathering B-roll, making up ideas, and just writing. So I did start writing the script when I got this laptop, which was literally about a month ago. I'm just gonna add some notes at the end of the video here. This laptop is really good when it comes to 4K editing. I'm not like a pro colorist by any means of the imagination, but it does edit very well and play back very well, even when I put a pretty heavy grade on it. I will say if you do something like add noise reduction or motion blur, it will start to chug again as well. So yeah, if you're going to put an effect like that on your clip, I would recommend just having the node all the way at the end and just clicking it before you render. I did want this to be a shorter video, so thank you for watching, and I'll probably be posting next month.